What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I want to talk about a couple of wide receivers in this year's draft and how it impacts the New York Jets. So, the Jets were one of the teams in attendance for Tet McMillan's Pro Day. Tet McMillan is the consensus #1 wide receiver in the NFL draft and can go anywhere within the top 10 to maybe 15 picks. The Jets at pick 7 would be a team that was considering Tet McMillan. And before we had the Pro Day, he did not run at the NFL Combine. So some teams were scared of that because, or just the scuttlebutt was people were scared of that because, you know, there was like, what is he hiding? Is he really a 4.6 guy? Well, today he ran and times ranged from 4.46 to 4.53. Now that there was one put out by, I believe it was Schultz, who said a 4.48. 4.48 might be optimistic. I think 4.53 sounds a lot more where we were expecting to see Tet McMillan come in, which is still a good time for his size. He's a bigger receiver at 6'4", 219 pounds. Odunze was at a 4.45, similar in size and build. Drake London didn't run, but he's projected to be somewhere around the 4.5. So this is all similar with Tet McMillan. And, you know, a lot of people are scared off by these bigger receivers because, I mean, there are misses. I mean, there's no way to hide it. There are misses with the bigger receivers because they can't separate as well. But you also find guys like Drake London who've been able to go to the next level and have an impact. And I think that's what you'd be getting out of Tet McMillan. And I do think he is seriously in consideration for the New York Jets at pick 7. I think if the Jets at pick 7 come away with any of Tet McMillan, Tyler Warren, Mason Graham, and maybe even for some Armand Membu, you could really do a lot worse. I think Mason Graham is probably off the board. So for me, it would be between Tet McMillan and Tyler Warren as some of my favorite options. You could sell me on Membu, but that's not my preferred route. But just some good news in that department and on the 40 time for Tet McMillan. Today's sponsor is this new shaving company called House of Atlas. They gifted us one of their razors, and honestly, I'm kind of blown away. Not only does it look insanely sleek, and it's kind of Jets green, this one, but it gives me an incredibly close shave when I'm cleaning up the scruff and on the neck. Truly, House of Atlas makes some good one-of-a-kind stuff. Not to mention, their products are all designed to look like they should have their own tech reveal. The premium razor kits come with magnetic storage hooks, so it's easy to store. You can attach it to your bathroom mirror or medicine cabinet, and it's really easy and doesn't take up a whole lot of room. And now, good news, for a limited time, they're offering 15% off your first order when you purchase any razor kit and the before and after set, which includes the precision shave cream and calming aftershave. Use code O'Leary, that's code O'Leary, at houseofatlas.com. Also, it was reported that the New York Jets scheduled a 30 visit with Georgia's wide receiver, Arian Smith. Now, if you haven't heard of Arian Smith, it's likely because he's not going to be someone who goes early in the NFL draft. He's likely to be a UDFA at a position of need, wide receiver, obviously. So how undrafted free agency works, that's what UDFA stands for. Teams have the opportunity after the draft ends to negotiate and sign anyone who hasn't been drafted. My thought is the Jets want to meet with him, and who knows, if things go well, maybe they view him as a high priority UDFA, someone that they try to toss a little bit more money to and get in here. The Jets have found guys like Leonard Taylor, Tony Adams, Bryce Huff, Robbie Anderson, all as undrafted free agent guys in recent years. The good with him is he is an incredibly explosive athlete. He was a high school track star in Florida. He finally broke out this year at Georgia with 817 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. This was his 5th year at Georgia, so he's a 5th-year senior. Before this year, never had more than 198 receiving yards, so it was a really late surge for him. He's 6 foot, 185 pounds. Again, is built around speed, and something that Aaron Glenn has mentioned a lot is speed. I think he wants his team to play fast and play physical. Now, this might not fit the physicality part of the equation. I wouldn't necessarily say that Arian Smith is a physical wide receiver, but if you're looking for a flyer on someone with some really good speed, this is a route that they could go. Again, they're going to have a ton of different visits. They have up to 30 guys that they could meet with before the NFL draft. We're going to hear a lot of different names from all across the board. It's not just going to be guys who they're considering in the first round. It's going to be, day 2, day 3, potential UDFA guys. And that's okay. They're using this time to get as much intel as humanly possible. We're a little over a month away from the NFL draft. I'm excited for draft season. The free agency frenzy has kind of slowed down as the first week of free agency has passed. The legal tampering period began 1 week ago. The Jets made an initial splash with Justin Fields, and then they signed Brandon Stevens to decent money, but beyond that has been a lot of depth. So I don't really expect a whole lot more from the Jets in free agency, but these kind of depth moves. But I'm really curious to see what the roster looks like after the draft before making any, declarations, whether this team's, going to be a 3-win team or a 10-win team. But that's the news of the day. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I will catch you next time.